Hello, gorgeous Love Goddess. Welcome back to the Lovegodesss Podcast. Here I am concise, to the point. I love 10 minutes or less. Well, maybe 15. 15 minutes or less podcast episodes where we touch base on things that matter to women like us, love goddesses, right? And I've been sharing a story with you about the fact that I have just put a word to what it is that I'm about, right? And everything that I do. And the culminative word for this was dark feminine energy. And I went the other day and researched what the dark feminine energy was. I discovered that the messaging is all incorrect about it. And it is not the toxic, wounded feminine, energy. It is feminine energy that is accessed through the light, because to the extent of our light, we learn how much dark potential we have within ourselves. And today specifically, I want to clarify why you need to go through the light to access your darkness. What is light and what is dark? I think it's important to define those two terms in the first place. Your light is your high vibrational state. What is high vibrational state? Things that make us happy. Things that are bringing us joy. The more joyful we feel, the more elated we feel, celebratory we feel, we are able to access that higher vibrational state. High vibrational state is a state of gratitude, being grateful for living life, having the people around you that you're having the job, having the money, being in the particular place on earth, right? Having a certain lifestyle. Like me, the fact that I'm living in the United States is worth celebrating. And by the way, it's been a journey for me too. And a lot of people take that for granted. The fact that I have the most amazing, sweet, supportive husband is a cause to be celebrating every single day, and that's what I do, right? And being in that state and space of gratitude for the life that you are living is one of the highest vibrations that you can live in and experience in and operate from and create from, because you become so magnetic based on the law of attraction, right? And that is our light feminine energy. That is our joy, our happiness, our celebration, our gratitude. We vibrate higher when we are in those elevated states of consciousness, right? Dark feminine energy is your mysterious energy. It's not bad or evil. Dark feminine energy is not a bitch energy. While there is a place to live and embody and embrace and accept and proclaim those kind of sides to yourself, because no one is perfect and we all are human, and part of the inner work does involve about accepting the sides of yourself, right? Including those not so pretty sides of yourself. Just don't be in those sides for too long. However, dark feminine energy is not evil or bad or wrong, right? Dark feminine energy is that mysterious energy where you question, like, what's behind that wall? It's like the black wall, the black hole in space, right? We all came from nothing, right? It's that unknown territory. That's what dark feminine energy is. And when we access that unknown territory within ourselves, we discover new things about ourselves. We tap into, your dark feminine energy is tapping within, right? Tapping within. Your light feminine energy is more radiating out, right? Connecting to the higher states of consciousness, connecting to higher dimensions, 5D, right? We live in 3D. We people with higher vibration, people with lots of light and energy, myself including, leave from 5D place. That's something that I teach in Lovegodesss Academy, right? We live from 5D place, the place that is a perfect realm. It's a perfect possibility. It's a perfect case scenario. You live from that place, not from a place of what is. Because if you live from a place of what is, you'll be very disappointed and depressed, because there's always, and keep that in mind, there is always that gap between what is and what the perfect possibility is. And it's always evolving and moving, because your 5D world, once you achieve that, you take that for granted and you expand more and you expand more. So there's always going to be a gap. One day I asked my coach, that was like 4 years ago, I asked one of my coaches, what happens when I achieve everything? I'll be desireless. I'm afraid to be successful because, and that was like one of the things that I had to work through my personal work. So this idea that once I achieve everything, I'll have no desires, or I will have nothing to strive for, and I'll be depressed. I'll have everything, right? And the answer to that, is there always be more and more and more things to achieve, and more and more and more and more things to strive for, right? And you can go outside of materialistic world into the areas that are unknown and within, and that world is unlimited. So you'll never get to a point where you'll have it all and where you're 5D and 3D in that sense, in the perfect possibility and your what is match. There's always a time delay, there's always a time lapse that happens, right? We can quantum leap if we get so good at living in that 5D. There are moments when I get really, really good and my manifestation becomes so instantaneous, almost instantaneous. But most of the time, I'm not there because I am being pulled by the 3D vibration, right? And it's much harder for me to refocus, especially from time when like certain things happen or shit happens, right? Like your full attention is in our 3D world, and I have to do personal work to get back to the 5D, right? Back to our conversation though, your dark feminine is that realm of possibilities. It's that going within. It's that unknown territory that you're exploring, right? And that dark feminine energy, how does it shows up on the outside, right? On the outside, it shows up through your makeup, through the clothes you wear, how you walk, the slower, more mysterious, lower voice, right? Slower movements, where you're just like not like everyone else, right? So that makes you mysterious. That makes you interesting, right? Like, what is it about her that she's different, right? And so, but that's when you really are able to access that side within yourself, right? To live in a state of a pleasure, right? But it is that feminine, mysterious way. Like, feminine way is way of pleasure. When you start getting a excitement and pleasure out of everything, out of the fact that you can't see this, but like I can see beautiful view on outside of my window, right? It's getting the pleasure from like the water that you're drinking, the chair that you're sitting, being fully aware of yourself, being fully in the knowledge of who you are, and within that you are experiencing that pleasure, and you are nurturing that feeling, and you are enjoying that feeling, and you're trying to elongate that feeling, right? Same thing with sex. Sex could be disconnected, it could be quick, it could be very unemotional, or it could include the entire like pre and after case scenario, right? And includes like different sensations and whatnot, and you experience that realm of pleasure, right? Women are feeling, right? Women are emotional creatures. Women are here to feel and experience pleasure. Men are in the go, go, go mode. Men are in a go, go, go mode. They are here to do things, right? Women have very much became go, go, go creatures, right? And so it is my work to bring women to where we belong in our emotional flowy state, where things are coming to us with ease, where we emit that energy of pleasure, and we take pleasure in everything in life, period, right? And that's why masculine and feminine polarity, that's why masculine and feminine attract, because one is a doer and the other one is, that's why women, if they are in their feminine energy, are so seductive, because men can take refuge from that world, that busy, hard world, in the feminine realm before they could recharge, because feminine is all about receiving and go back into their masculine world. So with that, my love, I want to wrap this up, a conversation about why it's important to access your masculine, your dark feminine energy through your light energy, because that's when you are able to go deeper. That's when you are able to explore deeper realms. And also you are acting from a place of integrity, not a toxic environment, not a toxic situation, not a toxic dark feminine energy is. And I gave you examples in the beginning of our podcast recording today. Thank you so much for tuning in to my podcast, and I will see you next time.